Don't you just love a Canva update? Hey, it's Paul here from Raw Tech. Welcome back to another one of our EdTech videos from the EdTech Vault. In this video, we are looking at using Canva's Canva Code to make our own interactive quizzes for our pupils. And with the new update, we can now integrate Canva Sheets into our quiz to collect those scores and analyze the assessment data. Let's dive straight in.
Once you're logged into Canva for Education, make sure that you're on the home page. On the left-hand side toolbar here, just make sure you click on Home here. And what we're going to use is the Canva AI tools, the Canva Code, to create our very own interactive quiz. And normally we would code this and build this application, but we're going to get Canva Code to build it for us just based on our ideas and make this a really cool interactive quiz with the right number of questions that we want, our own style, and any other kind of extras that we want, such as maybe giving the children a hint button or something like that. So where do we go for that? We click on Canva AI at the top here, and then at the bottom, we've got some suggestions of what we want to use, some options. We want to go ahead on Canva Code here in the middle, and it says, describe your idea, and I'll code it for you, which is absolutely brilliant. No coding required at all. So what I've gone and done in a Google Doc here is just kind of created a very simple prompt or set of instructions of what I want the quiz to look like. So I've said, create an interactive quiz for a year 3 class linked to plants from the national curriculum in the United Kingdom. The quiz should have 4 multiple choice answers with only 1 correct answer. Offer a hint button if children are stuck, but only offer support and do not give away the answer. Make the quiz style linked to plants, the way it looks, hopefully. The maximum number of questions there are 8. If the user gets the answer wrong, show them the correct answer and offer a very small, quick explanation there. Show the user the final score at the end of the quiz and then shoot confetti, because why not, when they complete the quiz. Make it engaging for a child in year 3 with a reading age of 7 to 8 years old. That is just my ideas down on a page. It's probably not the best prompt in the world, but let's run this and see what it brings out. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Let's copy it. Let's go into Canva and let's paste our idea and let's run this idea and create this interactive quiz. It's starting to think about what I've asked it to do, and then it's going to start to, well, work out first of all what it needs to do, and then it's going to start generating that code. And as you can see on the right-hand side here, here's all the code being written. So to start off with, we're just using a bit of HTML and CSS there to design the page and the aesthetics, and then it will get into the actual functionality of it. That's going to take a fair few minutes, so let's leave that, and then we'll come back to it in a moment, and we'll see what it's created. Okay, here we are, all completed. We've got our quiz. We asked it to be in a kind of plant style, and we've got that. We've got the nice green. We've got some pictures of plants and trees there, looking very cool. So on the left-hand side, it's telling us what should have been created, and we've got some bullet points here that we can kind of check up on and make sure that it has produced what we asked it to produce. This is version 1, so any changes I want to make, if something's not quite right or I've got some different ideas, I can go back in and say, change this, tweak that, and it will push out a different version for us. For now, let's have a little go of it and see if it works. Here we go. So welcome to the plant quiz. Test your knowledge about amazing plants. There are 8 questions. That's what I asked for, 8 questions. Good luck. Let's start the quiz. Let's try and get the first one correct. What do plants need to make their own food? Sunlight, water, and air. And there it's suggesting, isn't it? I got the correct answer because it's put it in kind of a bold green. I could tweak that maybe and say, I want something different to make sure it's really obvious that was the correct answer. Maybe at the bottom it says, well done, correct answer, or something like that. But to me, that's pretty obvious. I got the correct answer there. Let's go on next question. Let's try and get one wrong this time. What part of the plant takes in water from the soil? It's not the leaves. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. So we've got a red there to say it's wrong. It's highlighted in green what the answer is, and then given a very brief description there about what the correct answer was and why it is roots. Good. Okay. Next question. Let's go through a few more and then just Make sure it works. It does look like it's working fine there, doesn't it? Let's use our hint then. What do plants give out that we need to breathe? Let's pretend I don't know this one. Click on need a hint. What do we get? It's the gas that all animals and people need to stay alive. Well, I need oxygen to stay alive. That's helped me. Brilliant. Let's go to the end and see if we get a score and a confetti celebration at the end, which is what we wanted it to be as well, didn't we? Let's just go through quickly and go to the end and see our score. Here we go. Last question. See my score. Brilliant. Okay, we've sort of got confetti at the bottom. Would have been cooler if it kind of fired confetti like a cannon. Maybe I've got to go back and tweak that. 2 out of 8, not a good score there. Let's have another go. But I imagine because I haven't, in the explanation, in the prompt, in the instructions here, because I haven't asked it to, if we start the quiz again, to change the order of the questions or mix the questions up in terms of what we're asking, I imagine we're going to get the same questions in the same order. Let's have a little look. So start quiz again. And yeah, there we go. So if you were smart enough and you got the wrong answers, you will remember the wrong answers and you will just come along and then get 10 out of 10. How do we now share this with the children in the class? Because at the moment, it's just on my Canva account. So what I would do is click on publish here at the top, and I publish it as a kind of a website address that children can grab. So that's okay, it's fine. Click on publish, and then it's going to prepare this as a website. And I'll grab this website link when it's produced. There we go. Oh, there's the confetti I needed a minute ago. Click on the copy of the link. I can then send that link out to my children, again, via Seesaw, Google Classroom, Teams, whatever it is you're using. The children would then go ahead and click on that link. It would load the link, and the children would then get access to the quiz. Here it is, as a kind of a web page, and there you can go ahead and have a go at the quiz. What you could do as well is, if you've already got a prompt, if you've already got some instructions that you've written and you're thinking, is this any good? Can this be in any way improved? What you could do is run this through a large language model, whether again it's ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, whatever it is you're using. Explain what you're doing, that you're making this interactive quiz on Canva Code. How can we improve it? Maybe put some more notes in of things that you do want. So maybe in here, I could have been a little bit more specific about, if children replay the quiz, I want the quiz to be different questions or a different order of questions. And I did just that. And this is what it pushed out for me when I put it into my large language model. It's a little bit more clear, isn't it? And this is where I could then go in and tweak it again before I put this into Canva Code. So always start with your original idea. Jot down what you want the quiz to be, how you want it to look, what it's linked to, and then generate it, see what you get produced. And then if you're thinking it's not quite what you wanted, maybe pop it into a large language model, explain what you're trying to do, and generate that and try and put that into Canva Code. But for something that's free for you to access on Canva for Education, a brilliant tool to create your own style, your own type of quiz that you want to create for your pupils, to give you a little bit more of control over what you want to look like. So I hope you enjoy having a go at that one. I mentioned earlier at the start of the video how we can now connect Canva Sheets to our Canva Code quiz that we're going to make. I quickly told all of my schools about this feature, and I quickly got lots of emails back saying, we can't find it, it's not there. I sent many a screenshot with annotations saying this is where it is. Still got emails back saying, no, we haven't got it, can't see it, can't find it. I started to think, has it not been rolled out to them yet? Surely it has. I've got it. They should have it. It wasn't until they sent me their prompt, their instructions to make the quiz, that I found where the problem was. So here we are back in the Canva AI tools. I'm going to paste in the same prompts and instructions I was using a moment ago to create my plants quiz. But obviously, if you want to collect some data, we're going to need somewhere for children to type their names in. So this is what a lot of the teachers were doing. They were creating another line of a prompt saying, create a field where a pupil can input their name, which is fine. So they're going to run that, but they were still having issues with, when the quiz was created, there was no option to save the data of the pupil's name and their score into their sheets. And we'll have a look at a moment if that's true, and then we'll look for the fix. And here we go, we've got the quiz like before, and we've got a space to put a name in, but there's still no indication that we're actually going to be able to save the scores anywhere. There's no data being saved. And the reason for that is we're not asking that in the instructions. We're not asking it to save the scores into a data sheet. Let's go ahead and add that for the version 2. Let's go back to the instructions in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to paste in and say it should record and track pupil scores into a data sheet. Let's run that and submit that reply and see what it says in terms of what it needs to do next. So it says, I'll add data tracking to save each pupil's quiz results to a Canva sheet. Good. This will let you monitor student progress and performance over time. Perfect. So hopefully what we will see now is a Canva sheet option to connect this to our quiz so we can keep the scores of all the pupils that take the quiz. Let's have a little look and see what happens. Brilliant. And here's what we were missing before. And this is what the teachers were struggling with. They weren't seeing this data symbol at the top. They weren't seeing this. This is the screenshots I was sending them with annotations like this. This is where it is. Have you not seen it? And it was because in the instructions, they weren't asking it to store and track the data within a sheet. So now we've got this, it says, perfect. I've added for you a comprehensive score tracking to your Plank quiz. Now, every time a student completes the quiz, their results will be automatically saved to a Canva sheet with detailed information. We can see the data thing at the top here to indicate that it is going to save to a data sheet. And it tells us that Canva Code can now store data, which is exactly what we want on there. So let's have a little go and we'll see if it stores the data. Let's have a go and put my name in, start the quiz. Let's have a go at some of these. Let's get some right and some wrong. Just press some of these quickly. Let's go through and just see what score we get. Okay, so we've got 5 out of 8. And let's have a look within the data sheet to see if we recorded that score from me. So click on data here and then click on the Plank quiz sheet, Canva sheet there. It's automatically been generated. And once we load it, we can see that me, Paul, had a go. I got 5 out of 8 correct. So I got 63%. Tells me when I completed the quiz, how long it took me to complete the quiz. That's a little bit too quick, isn't it? Which questions I got right and which questions I got wrong, which is perfect. This will still work outside of, my Canva here, even if I still publish it. And as you were before, grabbing it as a website address, clicking on publish, and then sharing this link out with the children, we should still, within our data sheet, record this data. All the quiz scores from our pupils. Click on copy here. Let's go ahead and fill it in. Excellent. Let's put Mike back in. So Mike only got 3 out of 8. Let's go back into Canva and see if that has recorded the score. So back into our Canva sheets, or back into our Canva here. Let's click off the sheets first. Let's click from here and then go into the sheet this way. And we should be able to see that Mike's score is now going to be added to the sheet. And we've told that we've got to refresh it at the top here to get that latest data. Let's click on that, click on refresh data. And then you can see now we've got Mike's score as well. We can access this sheet from our Canva homepage where we've got all of our projects. So if I come off here now, go back to my Canva itself, go into my projects, we can see the last one made here was the Plank quiz. There it is, and there's all the data. So just remember that if you are creating a quiz or anything that needs to record the data, make sure to bring that data option up. We do say within the instructions somewhere that we want to record or track the pupil data within a sheet, a data sheet, a Canva sheet, or something similar, so it knows to bring that option up. Enjoy.